Welcome back. Today's episode is Ask a New York City Creative Director.
You didn't want to wait till I was done?
Go for it. Start.
We're going to ask each other some hot button questions.
Each one question in 3 different levels, ranging from...
You got to explain this. No one cares how the sauce are giving me.
Yeah.
Well, the format. It's
Design and then aesthetics and then philosophy is how I would sum it up.
3 levels, 3 questions each, 9 questions total. Do you really want to use that?
There's something there.
I'm on the hot seat. Okay. When you design something, do you think beauty and function go together? Like the ultimate result is always beautiful and functional, or is it one or the other sometimes?
I mean, I don't think it goes hand in hand personally. But should we start there and then deep dive into it? Like, what's your gut?
Yeah, answer quickly. Yeah, I think to me, it's totally separate. It's like the scale of how well something functions is completely independent on how beautiful it is.
Yeah, like that. I mean, the first thing I think of is brutalism, is like hyper functional,
but it's also beautiful.
Not to everyone. I
like it. In a sublime way.
Trump is trying to take a stance against brutalism and remove brutalist architecture. Apparently,
Yeah,
so a lot of people hate it. They think it looks like a jail.
But is it just because they don't understand what beauty is? My thing is they are together. They're like the same thing, honestly. Like they have to be the same thing in order for a design to be
function
even
and beauty?
For a design to arrive at the right, at the best solution. It's both.
Well, beauty is subjective and function is objective. In and of itself, it's
no, I think they're both subjective. Like you can state what you want it to do, but that's still your preference, right? For what you want.
Objective means it's measurable, right?
Yeah.
And you can measure how well something functions, and you can't measure.
I guess you would have, if you came up with the metrics that you're measuring it against. But I think ultimately all the metrics are subjective.
Well, for example, say we're talking, let's not visual design, but say it's a fork.
Yeah.
Objectively, it has to get the food in your mouth. And there could be a beautiful fork with 2 giant skinny prongs that maybe only is good for stabbing large pieces of meat.
Yeah.
But the function is limited, but the beauty is elevated.
I don't think it's beautiful in that case.
But it looks if
it doesn't look like it's going to deliver food to your mouth in the best way possible, is it really beautiful?
I'm a fork is more functional and hideous.
A fork is kind of beautiful.
See, this is subjective.
If you like a spork, you'll find a spork beautiful because it does what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
I just like that it looks like a demented, a consequence of human indulgence.
Yeah, I think of Wendy's. I feel they give me sporks at Wendy's, and I'm just I feel like a fatso.
Yeah, because you need to eat chili, baked potato, and also a Frosty.
Yeah.
We can move on.
No, I'm just surprised that you think this way, because I feel like you're always an arbiter of beauty trumps all. If something is beautiful,
that's why I'm saying
for
this.
Any other shortcoming.
Yes.
But that includes function.
That's what but function is a subset of beauty. Beauty is everything, and then function is one aspect of it. And if all the aspects of beauty work together in a harmonious way, then it is beautiful.
No, to Steelman, your argument, I think the ultimate beauty beyond just aesthetic beauty is all the pieces coming together for a beautiful experience. And eating with the fork.
Yes.
And it feeling nice, and the weight of it feeling nice, not flimsy, all of that. To stay on that analogy, because I feel it's so simple, it makes the experience more beautiful. At a fine dining restaurant, it still doesn't look so different from the fork in your house, but it feels different and it is more beautiful. Mm-hmm. There could be ways where maximum beauty does require maximum function.
To add to that, I think that I agree that the harmony can augment beauty. But I don't, in my opinion, it's still separate because you can have in my opinion, Korean metal chopsticks are objectively the least functional version of chopsticks. But something about a laid out table, it extends from the kings, wanting everything to be made of silver.
Yeah.
And it objectively looks better than the shitty bamboo wooden chopsticks. But it's so much harder to use. And but I guess what I'm trying to say is like that's an example of it being separated, and I think that harmony can enhance something's beauty, but it doesn't create beauty because like something.
I think because like I love the Korean chopsticks because they're so pointy and precise.
They're
And
not. They're not.
Like no, when they
They
come,
slip.
No, they're like flat rectangles.
but don't they like come to a sharp?
No, some of
But they're not as sharp as like Japanese chopsticks.
Some of them are round though, I think. But
Okay,
But
I
the
guess-
traditional ones are just flat. And
okay.
because like you could say there's a beauty to the skill of using them.
Yeah.
here's the photo reference. It comes to a point.
Yeah,
It tapers, but it's not pointy like a Japanese style.
yeah.
And it's flat, which hurts your hand. / is hard to just pick things up with.
But to expand on that, one of the reasons they made it metal was that the kings wouldn't get poisoned, right? Because
That's like something people say.
would like get absorbed. So there's something about the metal quality that serves like a protective function. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I find like armor really beautiful, even though like I can't wear armor. But if I did wear armor, I would feel very like there's something about how it might look on your body that I think enhances its actual beauty.
Well, armor is beautiful to me because of the level of craft that is involved in forming the like a bend, like a form fitting, like
Yeah.
hard material. Like if you like, it almost is like magic to take like one of the world's hardest materials and like cast it to the shape of the human body, like so organically.
And
But-
metal chopsticks are a step underneath, but it's in the same like idea of that's the direction they're making it in.
I still think the function though, it just doesn't function as well as a chopstick, like as formally as a chopstick.
Depends.
Well,
if you're the
what you're
king,
considering, like you said,
Yeah.
No,
You're
but the
considering
king-
resisting poison.
But the king could have
Or
made
clean-
the chopsticks and not flat, and
No,
still the same
but, like,
material.
there-
It's a
that
design
that he
flaw.
fucked up. Then he didn't make
it's a
it.
design
Yeah,
flaw.
it's not beautiful.
But it wouldn't be more. I don't know if it would be more beautiful if it wasn't flat. Like the flatness kind of like makes it look nice.
Mm.
It like the flatness kind of like what, because they use metal spoons also. They're the only
Yeah.
Asian, like really like
spoons.
yeah. I'm just saying the flatness like blends in with the other tableware,
Yeah.
and I think like that aesthetically is harmonious and looks nice, but it doesn't add to its function in any form.
I feel like
We can move on. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's we really
Kevin really likes Korean chopsticks.
I hate them.
No. I will say, as we're switching positions, there is another anecdote about Rothko's looking really good in churches, better than they do in galleries, because on white, it's like no context. But if you put it in a church, all of a sudden there's a function, and it's like it like raises its beauty.
Oh yeah.
Can you find Rothko Church?
Rothko
Is that's like a thing that was done? Like
Yeah, he got commissioned for a church to like paint.
one specific church or like,
Yeah, check this out. It's
Oh yeah, if that's
You know,
so,
like, that's-
so
like if that was just in a museum, it would just be like flat pieces of purple, but like this makes it.
it looks like a Kanye church.
That's what I was about to say. I didn't want to name drop.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean, but I feel like that's just like such a specific. If they put it in like a Roman cathedral with like stained glass, it would look so strange. Like, why would a church commission a modernist painting?
It's probably like Protestant or one of those like new wave Christian church that are trying to be hip.
Those look like cults.
I mean, meme cult religion pipeline. So my question is, in 50 years from now, what aesthetic do you think will age better, Gen Z or millennial? And that is taking into account
God,
fashion, music, like kind of the whole shebang.
that's a great question.
Because like, you think back like disco versus like, I don't know, every era you kind of rank in your head, but how do you think the future
Yeah.
will view us?
Yeah,
And if it's based off of the trajectory of today, it's such a hard call because like nothing is going away ever. Like that's kind of seemingly how it is. It's people just fraction into like smaller and smaller groups, and like people will preserve both cultures moving into the future no matter what.
Yeah.
And then I think whatever's like dominant is just going to be cyclical.
Mhm.
But that being said, I think Gen Z has like a much more cohesive vision on like style and like fashion in particular. So I can see that being, it's almost like they're all as a generation more aware of style. And because of that, it'll probably be like more heavily regarded in the future than like millennial. The millennial look is kind of just like
But we have
like
more
normie, you know,
we have
it's
like sub niches though. We have like scene, we have hipster, we have like we have a more like specific, and then I think Gen Z has a more higher baseline. If that makes sense.
I don't know if I agree. Like, I don't think like
there's
there's.
it's kind of.
I mean,
it's like
the specificity is like was like fringe. You know, it's like the amount of scene people. It was like not.
That's
like,
the same with hippies though. Like or.
I mean, to pull it back a little bit, when I look at the timeline, millennials at the end of the 20th century, right? That's like, I feel like that's like a hard, like step in our timeline. And I feel like hipsters and millennials represent the dying of like analog. Like when everything became digital, hipsters like went to like do breweries and like, you know, artisanal chocolates and coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Gen Z is like completely online. It's completely digital. So I think in the way that we're like going into the future trajectory, everything's going to be way more digital. And Gen Z is setting up the stage for how that
Interesting
goes out.
I question. I've been seeing so much talk about how like there very much could be a foreseeable trend in the future where people unplug because like every new generation is always going to reject the ideals of the previous one, and it's like music, for example, like Gen Z music is like it all kind of is like comes from the approach of like, oh, let's be like avant-garde, let's like lean into like glitchiness, let's lean into like crazy textures and like the hyper digital of like stacking like 50 different audio plugins on the same channel and like making it sound fucked up. And there's something really interesting about that, but we've already seen that in the past 10 years become really trite. Like, I don't think you can explore that further. It's this like idea of like, it's like the punk attitude of like messing up digital programming that I think is already played out. And I'm like, like, I do think that there needs to be a rejection of that in order for anything to move forward. And I like, I wonder if it'll still be digital in 50 years.
Like, I kind of want to add to that because also what you were saying, how like they are setting the stage for like living in digital times. And I think that's really interesting because we also see how Gen Alpha is getting sucked even deeper. And if you think about software, Alpha is usually like pre-usable, like testing phase. And then beta is like kind of like a more of a mass release. And I wonder if there will be some like recalibration as we move forward to like homeostasis, if like in a healthy sense, like to what you're saying, a bit of a rejection, but maybe keeping some elements of technology.
Could you look up like computer RAM, like supercomputer RAM?
Look, RAM.
No, like not RAM, like GPU, CPU, or something. Like the way these are designed with like so many crosswires, they've designed these so intricately now. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that style of that could be like an architectural style, you know, in the future where people like live in pods and they're plugged into wires and whatever. Like this is like one vision I see the world turning into physically.
Like this aesthetic has just been like around since the dawn of like the internet. Like,
so the reason quantum has to work like that is because it has to be a vacuum. And I feel like that, and like no disturbance from exterior. So I think that is a good metaphor for us as like pod people, where we're in a vacuum, isolated, and we're connected in a digital sense, but we're alone, like so alone in a physical sense, which is what that speaks to.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it's kind of just like taking the physical elements of computers and hardware, which is like a huge industry now, right? Like with microchips or whatever, but that becomes like the building blocks of like the physical world in the 21st century.
I mean, that I didn't think of that, but it makes sense as a potential outcome for humanity.
That's the sad outcome, but
I feel like that's a good segue.
the pod people.
Okay.
All right. This is kind of like, it has to do with function too, but my question is, where do we draw the line between our job being functional and serving a purpose to becoming pure manipulation?
Pure manipulation, like propaganda?
Yeah.
It's always manipulation.
Yeah, but I guess like, is there ethical and non-ethical manipulation? Is there morality in the output of design?
Well, humans need manipulation to do anything. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in a society.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always the argument of greater good or...
But do humans only need manipulation because people are stupid?
People don't have God in their souls anymore.
No, it's
Like, do we really need manipulation?
Yeah,
like, is like
otherwise
a utopian society like that doesn't have advertising, that doesn't have like...
I don't think so, because we need incentives to work as a collective.
But the do Amish have propaganda? They must, right? They like.
I mean, they have propaganda to like keep them in.
Yeah, they have censorship, extreme censorship.
Yeah.
If they saw, I mean, I guess they do let them leave for like a month, but they're like, oh, if you go to the modern world, you'll lose your whole family you've been raised with.
I mean, they see the cars that come by the shit from them and they don't want to drive them.
Yeah, they don't like read like literature. I mean, maybe they read modern literature.
I mean, I do think design inherently is manipulative, but like there must be some threshold we establish, because otherwise it's like...
When you say manipulation, it makes me think there's like someone behind it. Like there's like a entity that's like trying to like fuck us over or something. But I don't know if
that's not necessarily the goal. It's the manipulation, I guess, in its like most mild form, is to like convince you of quality beyond its means, or kind of like social status beyond like what it presents to you as like a raw substance.
So I think there's a physical world and then there's a metaphysical world, and we need both. And in art and advertising, we're focused on the metaphysical, which is like aspirations and hopes and dreams and like what your life could turn out to be. I don't think that's necessarily bad unless you're painting the wrong picture, right? Or even if you are, maybe you're doing it for like a grander reason, like propaganda for like a dictator is like, oh, I'm trying to like protect my people or whatever, like Islam or Amish,
Yeah. I kind of come from it at an angle of like, there's no such thing as unethical design if a key pillar to what your process is like honesty. Like you could design like the most unethical, most manipulative piece of propaganda, but if it's like presented in a way that's transparent and like self-aware of like what its intention and purpose is, then like it's almost fair game. It's like the idea of like labeling something clearly on a product, even though it's like cigarettes, for example. It should exist, even though it's harmful.
Is it honest?
There's nothing unethical for it to exist as a product.
Is it honest when they put like dead babies on the packaging?
Yeah, I mean, technically.
No, I mean,
because you might not necessarily get a dead baby if you smoke, but
you could.
Yeah. But that, is like, what is the minute?
I think like the level of the risk of, I think like it doesn't need that, but like if it had the text as like it's dangerous to smoke if you're pregnant, that's definitely better on the pack than not. But in the same way, it's like would you brand like a weapons manufacturing company? Like I like it kind of touches on the book Citizen Designer.
Oh yeah.
If that's a reference, but it's just like, is there such thing as like unethical? Is it more or less ethical to like turn down a project that you don't morally agree with when you could be the one doing it properly?
You guys have had that experience, right?
We've definitely turned down projects.
Yeah,
but I think
but we had the luxury to, like, if I was starving, I would design bombs going into the war. Like if it was between that and starving to death, I feel like my own survival is above any ethical dilemma. Like when you're on the Maslow's hierarchy, once you're above that, then you could start debating, like these nuances. But I think you have to acknowledge that you need to survive. Otherwise, why do you exist?
I don't know if I'm not fully on board with that. Like, I think that there are definitely things that I would rather, like, if I was like broke, I would rather stay broke than contribute to. But in a way, like, I think it's better to turn down an unethical product that's kind of like whatever, like you look at it and it's going nowhere on top of being bad. But if it was like some huge institution that was like
impactful,
like it almost is like, then it becomes like more enticing to do it, because then you can like,
you have the responsibility.
Exactly. It's like you can then take that responsibility and use the power in the way that makes the most sense to you.
Like,
So it's like
yeah.
BlackRock versus like a random Chinese vape company.
But I mean, like, to add a little color to that, I think a lot of times the manipulation isn't done on the individual level. For example, there are people always making fashion designs out of camouflage, but it gets pushed into the zeitgeist by people at the top, whoever, CIA. It gets pushed into like the front and center, right? Usually 2 to 3 years before we go into war to like establish people's like, yeah. And the people making that fashion design aren't thinking that, but their art or their material is, anything you make is being used manipulatively.
Yeah.
Regardless, in my opinion.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like the Teal funded podcast, trope, everything. It's like soft power in media and aesthetics to manipulate for like a political goal. But I don't know. Personally, I don't know how to think about morality.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. I have no dogma or I have no like thing to follow. I just do what feels good, and half the time that works, but
half the time it's money that feels good.
Yeah, or even I don't know. Sometimes I can like convince myself like this might be a good thing, like or supplements or whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean, a lot of people who like really believe in God, who believe God is like controlling everything, they assume anything you do to make money is God telling you to do that because God created the system. So if it's making you profit, that like there's a reason to profit, and profit is.
So that's why. So Jeff Bezos is like the most
is chosen by God for success. I mean that people.
Trump, Elon Musk, like
like that's what some people think. I don't agree with that, but I think I see that argument if you believe God as that, as the storybook version,
like a divine mandate.
Can I caveat real quick into a quick like follow-up question? It's like, would you rather be like broke and have people like cherish you and respect you, or would you rather like play out your life in a way where you are rich and people secretly are like talking shit about you or like laughing at you behind your back?
Like the visual
former.
Yeah, I'd rather be
former.
I'd rather be rich. I don't care what people think about me.
So you guys disagree.
I would choose broke.
Yeah. I mean that's because I
would choose broke too.
Yeah, because like I guess you guys do things for others' approval.
I don't think that. I mean, that's how it seems on the surface.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's a good.
No, that's how it seems on the surface. But it's like, what are, like, does it matter more like how you're perceived or what your intentions are? Like,
exactly, it doesn't matter how you're perceived.
I think it does. I think that's the only. I think it matters more of how you're perceived than your intentions.
But you want people to like you.
No, it's not about.
You want people to be like, that guy was a really good guy.
It's more that like money doesn't matter as much, and I think like it's less about like, oh, I need to preserve my like how I'm externally perceived, and more about like I'd rather do good stuff than bad stuff, even if it meant I would be rich. Like,
I think the biggest difference for me is that the money doesn't matter to me; it matters to my family and my children and my wife, and I would rather give them a good life and have the whole world hate me than have everyone love me and then suffer.
Well, I think it's about power, not money. I think like money can buy power, and maybe that's why you're choosing money. But if you stay true to who you are and just like fuck everything, like you still have status and power, and that you can still get a lot done even if you're not filthy rich. Like
you can't eat status,
but status can get you money.
And status can get you food directly.
Yeah.
Can get you what you need out that beyond money.
Not as directly as money, but all right, let's go to the next.
All right. Level 2.
All right, that was
level 1. What's your level 2?
Level 2. What's more valuable to you? Art that shocks and disturbs, or art that soothes and comforts?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What's more valuable?
Mm-hmm.
This is really uncomfortable.
Fair. Like shock and disturb has the higher potential. But it's like horror movie. It could shock and disturb and be like worthless. But to like really open someone's mind, you kind of have to shock and disturb them. So I think like the maximum potential is there. But like most people would probably want to be soothed. But that's also kind of like the same thing as giving everyone heroin.
Yeah. I kind of can't like, I don't think one is better than the other. I feel like I perceive like the highest value to be like if it was a spectrum, like from disturbing to soothing, like I view it as like an absolute value, like however far extreme in one direction you are is like the greater value. It doesn't matter which direction you go.
It's like intensity.
Yeah. Like intensity, it equals value to me because I think it's like, it's more about how do I shift how I feel in this current moment to something completely outside of myself. And the bigger leap that I take in that direction is the measure of like how impactful that piece of art is on me.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it's like, they're just like different flavors, but it's, the value is like everything else about it, not its genre.
Yeah. I think about like Stanley Kubrick and how he has no genre. He's not genre specific. He's like basically directed every genre of movie ever. Can you look up Barry Lyndon by Stanley Kubrick? The most beautiful movie I've ever seen, like lighting, cinematography, everything. And then you get something like The Shining or anyway, my point is like he can direct any movie and still make it like you're saying, like the intensity is what is valuable about this art.
Yeah.
And just to build on that, I would say to change someone's mind or like introduce a new idea, there is a level of shock. And soothing is almost reinforcing what people already feel. Like that's what's soothing. So I feel like the value of adding ideas or changing opinions is higher than reinforcing opinions.
Unless the person starts off as a disturbed individual and the soothing cures them.
Interesting.
It's kind of like,
I mean,
it's all about the displacement.
But it's still like a shock to go from disturbing to meditating. Like that's a shock.
Yeah, so the shock equals the displacement.
Yeah, so that, but I'm saying that's the shock and disturbing.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying also. The starting with the
What's the
baseline.
quote that who said like art's job is to soothe the disturbed and disturb the comfortable?
Oh yeah,
Is that what it is?
Some schmuck.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we're talking about.
that's why ChatGPT gave me this question. No, yeah, I don't know. I think it's it's kind of a boring question.
No,
It's like so like, oh, of course it's both.
I mean, maybe it's a boring answer. You know,
Yeah.
It's like I think that.
Like, what about to you? Like, what do you want more?
I want more people to be okay with disturbing content. I do think that like people who are afraid of being disturbed, it's like they're missing out on an entire palette. It's like almost like not liking salty things, flavor wise. It's like you're missing out on like an experience. There's like a maximum. It's like an RGB scale range of like feeling, and if you like if you shy away from like half of that chart, it's like seeing life in limited colors. The difference.
It's like mom versus dad. Like mom is nice and dad is
my mom is not nice.
This is a little weird question, but it's like more design related. So I put it on my level 2. Do you think things like having sex or partying makes you better at design? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like if you're in a dry spell, does it affect your work? And conversely, if you're like getting laid, does it affect your work?
It's both. It's like, it's about intensity again. Like the longer you go without sex, that's also an intense experience. The more sex you have, that's also like, I think it's just the more you experience, the better your design
I think it's about experience under your belt more so than like the immediate rewards you get from the action. It's like if you
don't get like a dopamine, like you don't get like a reaction in your head that you could like outlet from like a big event of like boom, boom, boom.
I mean, well, if you think like one example I can think of is like a lot of like, it's like a given that professional athletes cheat on their spouses a lot of the time. And like a lot of the time the spouse like lets them in a way because like it has to do with their performance.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking. Like you almost need to. Like,
so there is like a performative aspect in that way, but at the same time, I don't know if that's like for athleticism. It's like literally all about like testosterone and like hormone balance. Yeah. But I almost don't know if that is the same for creativity. I think to your point, like it's more about like what have you understood and experienced about the world? Like the more drugs you do, the more partying you do, the more people you meet, the more your brain expands and the more you have like your toolkit expands of like what you put into your art. So I would say that like if someone never did any drugs or never partied and was like sat in a white box their whole life, they couldn't possibly produce anything.
Yeah. That's why Buddhists can't make good art.
Yeah.
They literally escape from the world.
Yeah. They just like stack rocks. Like,
yeah.
And that could be pleasant, but it's not artistic.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think like the follow up to that point is like, but it's not like, I don't think if you go to a party or like the next day, you're automatically like going to be better at what you do. Or like if you have sex and then immediately start like designing, it's not going to like make your work better.
Yeah. I guess I was thinking more like Fleetwood Mac Rumors, like the tension and the like release and the build up is kind of what creates the diamond.
It's just about like channeling, right? Like if you can channel anything, you'll be good at it. I don't know.
That's true.
That's
it's like
the hard part. Like you can't always channel like not having sex or having sex. Sometimes it just doesn't do anything. If you're not an artist, nothing will help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's
I mean,
a good point.
I think art is literally like interfacing with like the unconscious, and like sex and drugs is the unconscious. Like you're like entering the unconscious stream.
Yeah.
And if you've never experienced that, then you're just working within the constructs of reality, and then like then you're on the same boat of like literally everyone else on planet Earth.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say that's reality. That's just like half of like, I think drug experiences are reality to me. Like they're real, you know?
Yeah.
They're as real as real life.
They're real, but you're like straddling the edge of like non-reality and like bringing it into reality.
Yeah. Can you look up like Alex psychedelic art guy?
Alex psychedelic guys?
Yeah, this is like the cheesiest psychedelic art. It's like those triangles you were talking about.
Yeah. It's like Burning Man.
Yeah, but he's the most famous drug artist. So I don't know if drugs actually help you.
No, that's
this is
drugs.
A mandala.
Yeah,
this is a mandala.
Yeah.
Functionally. Like, so this guy is making like Buddhist art with his psychedelic trips.
Pretty much.
But I think you got to make art after the trip.
Not even during. He does make them after.
Does he?
Yeah, they're just inspired by like visions or like I get what he's trying to do, but
that's a good point though. Not always. Doesn't always hit.
I view this more in line with like a photograph than a piece of art. Actually, he's like trying to.
He's painting.
He's trying to like capture
the actual
visuals. Exactly, the exact visual. Like he's trying to document, and he's not trying to like event.
Yeah, exactly.
So my question is, it's kind of a lame question too, I think, but why do we fetishize the starving artist trope when everybody wants to succeed? And is it possible to succeed while being perfectly comfortable?
Dude, I don't fetishize the starving artist trope.
But as a society, we do. But then I guess like the meat of the question is like, does being comfortable have anything to do with your inherent ability to create something like worthwhile or like?
I think it tells a good story, and that's why Van Gogh's paintings are worth so much because he died like never.
So it's marketing?
I think so. For galleries, for museums, or like collectors, they want to make like a legend out of the artist. To me, like I don't think Van Gogh, he's good, but I don't think he deserves like, I don't know. He's like Picasso is like a much better artist to me. Andy Warhol is a much better artist to me. That other guy with the toilet, Duchamp. I don't know. I think Van Gogh was like an illustrator. Honestly, he was like kind of doing what that last guy we were talking about was doing with depicting things in a very specific technique, and he's master of his craft or whatever. But I don't. Anyway, my point is like you spin that as a legend to like sell art.
I remember we've had a conversation though about like how personal strife builds your artistic identity. Like can an artist truly succeed if they had no struggles in their life? Can they produce good art?
Van Gogh kind of didn't have to struggle because he was bankrolled by his
brother.
Yeah. So
he was in like
a beautiful institution that was paid for.
But he was mentally ill.
Yeah.
As fuck.
I mean, isn't that like everyone today? Mentally ill, but bankroll.
But not good at what they do.
No, I
Yeah.
feel like he was good at what he did. It was just, I feel like it is a little one note, which is why
Mhm.
people really respond to it because
Yeah.
it's not.
It's easy to understand.
Yeah,
I mean, he championed a style.
his technique is incredible, and
But
like the color is incredible.
outside of Van Gogh, it's like we
Who
look
else?
at like the most prolific artists there, like tortured souls, and like what does that have to do with like?
But
How
not
related is it to
necessarily
ability?
financial, right? You mean like mentally debilitated?
They typically go hand in hand.
Yeah, I guess the more mentally ill you are, the more likely you're going to be homeless.
Yeah, but it's just more so like upbringing too. It's like, did you grow up with a silver spoon?
Who's the best Nepo baby artist, you know?
Hunter Biden.
Is he a good artist?
You never
Let's
saw
look
his
at
art?
his, look at some of his paintings.
Let's check it out. Is it good? That's
Bad, terrible.
That's fucking ass, dude.
I just like that they made him make like the snorting
That's true.
straw like paintings.
This is like high school art. Can you look up George Bush paintings? I think they're actually better, but
better in a
you can
way.
tell.
He's like a little bonked in the head.
They're better.
because he's mentally ill.
It's like going from a 0 to a 1. Like, I don't think there's a single Nepo baby that's a 10. Can you think
Really?
of one? I can't think
I'm
of one.
trying to think. I mean, Sofia Coppola, daughter of Francis Ford. Virgin
Cinematography?
Suicides.
I don't know.
I don't know, like cinematography. I think every one of her movies are at least like 7 or above for me. But I think it is because her father was rich and she got to experience so much culture. Like she lived in Japan for like a lot of years. She like had her own clothing line. She was very much like in this like artistic society.
Is it like technically amazing art, or is it like?
No,
Is it just like are
mood.
the films actually just like like incredible?
I think it's all about mood for me. Like it's the way she like can convey a feeling with limited her techniques are good, but they're not like she's not like building, you know, $1 billion sets or whatever.
I feel like Nepo babies could be good directors, but I don't know if they have the craft.
They could be good at
they're like really
bosses.
producers. They're like good with resources. Like they have a lot of resources, so they can like do anything they can think of well. So they're definitely like. It's not to say that they're guaranteed to be bad, but I just think like the most moving things I've experienced have been like coming from people that have really been through some shit. And
Think about it, like you'll never make more money than Hunter Biden did selling one of those paintings.
dude,
your life.
money doesn't matter at all.
I'm not saying it matters, but I'm just saying it's
Money.
Or
the
can
only-
you look up Adrian Brody paintings?
if like
If
Kevin is
like
just
rich
wants
people-
to be poor and like he thinks that makes him a better person because he suffers.
Whoa. What are you gonna say to that, Kevin?
No, I just think that money is not like it should be removed from any equation of talking about art and expression.
No, obviously. I mean, it's obviously because it's like in like dark money being handed over to the Biden administration. Like is like kind of a joke, but it's not like worth that. But it's worth that because now you have access to Joe Biden.
But are you using that as an example to say like, oh, he
Just
is
something good.
like his art is good for that?
No.
But that's how it was presented. You're like, well, like,
no, I was saying one of those paintings is like more value, quote unquote, than your entire life's work. Is just like something to think about in terms of like the nepotism angle, like the value of that. Like not that value
does it do
matters.
anything like to like make it better or worse?
Like it's artistic in a capitalist sense of like how money moves is like flowing through the system is like interesting to.
Yeah, I mean that's like a lot of artists are like you know, there's a lot of terrible examples like
NFTs.
you know,
Board Ape network. It's like your value is your network.
yeah, the money laundering artists.
I mean,
I don't think
most
that's art to me.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But Andy
like
Warhol made it. That's why Andy Warhol, I keep
Is good.
talking about Andy Warhol because he made that his thesis. It's like money is art. And he made a factory to produce it to get rich.
Yeah.
I think that's really artistic for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's understanding this. It's understanding what the world is.
I think it's good, but I don't know if it's artistic to me. Like, it's definitely like like it's very potent, but it's like the same as like Game Freak creating Pokemon as like the most successful franchise on earth. It's just a business. Like Andy Warhol like made a business.
Yeah, he did.
He's a great entrepreneur, but I don't know if that is a great art.
But he definitely did something. Yeah. It was
that's true. That's true.
It was very capturing the mood of 20th century capitalism.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know if this is what even we started talking about, but that makes me think like nowadays, the social capital is engagement, not even money. It's eyeballs,
attention.
It's attention economy. So that's why we're seeing all these people, doing dumb things like throwing powder on a ancient artifact to somehow stop people from using oil.
I think if someone used that as a medium, but not necessarily like Mr. Beast style, trying to maximize algorithm, but they like made a lot of TikToks or like a lot of like Instagram reels or whatever, and just use that as a medium because they know that's how you get engagement. I think that would still be artistic as long as your goal is like
literally everyone's doing that.
Like, but they're trying to maximize views. But if you're not doing that for views, you're just doing it like I'm like doing something with the medium itself, with like posting. Like posting is like a form of art to me.
I mean, it's hard. It gets weird when we're talking about what's happening right now. I'm sure we'll have hindsight in 10 years about like what the impact of this means. But I think what you're saying is true. Posting and like that relationship and that conversation with the internet in quotes is really interesting. But
I don't like the seal being broken like that. So one example, if you could pull up, is Mitsubishi UFJ Financial, whatever. Like
what? Oh, Mitsubishi Financial Group.
The point I'm trying to make is like he has these like Instagram posts where it's like you can't tell if it's satire, but he's interacting with his community where it's like, if you don't like my post, if I don't get at least 2,000 likes in the next 3 minutes,
but he's trying to do that for views.
No, but I don't think the question of like, is he a depressed, tortured soul that's just like having a temper tantrum, or is it like
no? I think it's a bit. Art? It's a bit. Yeah.
It's not clear, but is it?
No, he keeps doing it and never deletes his account.
But does that like? Yeah, but that might just be from an ego point of like he might be feeling like that way.
But either way, I don't. Maybe it is, but I don't think so.
But that's the worst part of his art. Is I guess my point I'm trying to say. It doesn't add at all to like.
It's not. I don't think that counts. That's just like engagement. But like if you play a core video on TikTok, like people have been posting. I will say I like was part of this movement like 5 years ago. So like people like are just collaging like their reels, their algorithm with like actual footage of like their real life and like just posting nonstop. And it just became like an artistic, like people started using this as a medium. Not all of it is good, but I think this is the way like people are making things now.
It's kind of low hanging fruit, but it's interesting.
Well, because the elements you have to work with is the feed now. Right? You're like in digital space, like 18 hours a day. Like what else are you going to see? What else are you going to be inspired by?
Yeah. One thing that just keeps reminding me of, remember that egg on Instagram? That's like the most liked photo.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like an egg.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's stupid, but the fact that it got that mind share increases its like potency as like,
fucking Palestine egg.
That's great. It's gonna hatch. Like I don't know why it made me think of that, but it's just like the idea is the engagement, which like it's kind of at least pure, where it's not. I don't know. There's something pure about it.
Do you think it was intentional, or it was just like someone posted an egg one day and it just blew up for no reason?
I think it probably was like intentional. Like it probably sought out to like had the thesis of like wanting people to like a mundane thing. I mean, my only problem with stuff like this is just that it's all the same. It's like all like
tape of banana.
It's a meme. It's a meme.
It just started. That's
like
the thing. It just started.
I don't know if it did. Like it just started like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Like
maybe. I mean, I don't. I think it really got bigger in the last 5 years since the pandemic.
But I think this style of like thinking in humor as like a conceptual piece is like this is literally just Duchamp, but like cheaper and digital and more replicatable.
But it's like it required millions of people to participate, and that's why it's interesting.
I think the key is like, can you make something beautiful out of it? Like, we're not seeing it yet, but I think it's possible.
But the key to like the whole function of this is like satire. It's like it shouldn't. They're not trying. They don't want it to be. They want it to be as mundane as possible.
I don't think that's like beauty to me. Then.
Yeah.
Sure. I think it could be done better. Like, it could not with this intent, but like the medium could be like used way better.
Yeah, I see a difference between the core stuff and this. Like, I don't like the concept of like a metric driven artistic concept.
Mm-hmm.
Like core seems like, but I at the same time I wonder what is the height of core as a Like, it doesn't particularly appeal to me, but I can see it's like expressiveness, I guess. It's like
do you
most
remember
democratized form of like abstract art?
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
This is moving on to level 3.
Yeah.
Would you live in a world without art or live in a world without philosophy?
Is there a difference?
Yeah.
Can I hear what your definition of it is?
So art is experienced with the body, more with the body and just like immediate and like makes you feel something. Philosophy is kind of like breaking that up in your mind with, I don't know, however your mind works, the mechanisms of like a brain.
It's tough because like art requires symbolism, which is like philosophical, but it's not conscious. And I feel like I struggle more to see like art could exist and philosophy could exist, but it doesn't have to be like recognized, because there will always be a way to philosophize anything and like give an art a statement to anything. So it's like to really imagine that a world without art is almost like a world without sensory input, like almost like a more computer, like as if we're computers.
Yeah, I have the same thought. Like, I feel like a world without art is a person in a white room, and a world without philosophy is like a lobotomy. It's like
right.
Like art is almost like materialized philosophy.
Yeah. I think the question could be rephrased as, would you live without philosophy or without poetry?
Like individually as a person, like which would you rather give up the brain capacity for?
Mm-hmm.
Poetry was the other one?
Yeah, poetry, not art. It's the same thing, but like I think poetry is a little bit like more.
Yeah. It's like
I don't need another
interpretation.
Yeah, Rupi Kaur poem about.
I don't think that's is it poetry?
His voice alone brought me to tears.
Rupi Kaur is like I don't even know, Jackson Pollock.
Kind of.
I mean, I don't know why she's the only poet. She's like the only modern poet that I know. So
we remember what grinds our gears.
Yeah.
I mean, there's amazing poetry in the past, but I guess I'm getting too fixated on poetry specifically. But I think I would rather philosophy because that's how you live. Art is almost.
You'd be a schizophrenic, are you saying, if you didn't have philosophy?
Yeah. I would be an animal.
I think I would keep art. I think like I don't
keep poetry.
I don't need to have a sense of like, I don't need to grasp the world in a way that makes sense to me.
Then what is the art? Do you decide?
That's so interesting.
I can create without understanding what I'm making, I think. And I don't mind that experience. Like, I could live without.
So you like have a lobotomy, but just be making art that you don't ever understand and know, like
outsider art.
It'll make me a better artist, honestly.
Can you look up outsider art? Outsider art?
I guess I'd rather just have my own agency rather than have output.
Yeah, you have the most agency with a lobotomy.
No, because you're not just. It's like, does a dog have agency? Like, does a zebra have agency?
Well, it depends. I guess it's like, do you have a caretaker? That's the only way you don't have agency.
I just find your answer really interesting because I think of you as a person very informed by philosophy.
Yeah, but I
feel like you don't want to. Yeah, you want like to be in a different skin or something.
It frames my existence and also shackles me. And I am curious.
You got to change it then.
I don't have to.
I mean,
I think I'm not unhappy with it. I think it's just, that's just like
you like,
my hand.
it's like you have like
Stuff.
mental BDSM where you like the chains.
No. I just like don't view it as.
You said shackle. That's the only reason why.
That's a good point. I mean, maybe subconsciously I do, but I think like I don't, when I really sit and think about it, I don't, maybe I could practice like shifting in and out of a specific state of mind, but I don't view it as a negative thing because it like guides my intuition. But to your point, maybe it is about like just wanting something different.
Well, I think you might have just a lot of that in yourself and you feel it and you want to unearth it. That's the only, otherwise, if you're like totally fine with like if you didn't have that artistic impulse in you, you probably wouldn't say that answer.
This kind of goes back to our conversation of like, if we could, would we elect to have 80 IQ? And I think our answer was yes. And you were like, no way.
No way.
I want to be a mega mind genius.
Like, no. I think just that it's not something to romanticize. When I was saying that I didn't care about happiness, I was more like I care about like interesting.
Well, what's your answer? You didn't answer it.
I don't know. Probably art.
You'd want art, or
yeah.
you want to give it?
Huh?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, I would keep art. Yeah.
Just the odd man.
Because it's like the best. It's better.
It's like, but it's like the best, but you can't appreciate it.
But you appreciate it viscerally and not philosophically.
Yeah.
It's like you appreciate it the same way like a lion does when it takes down a prey. It's like,
no, it's like you'll sit down and
that's true.
Like, wow. Like,
but but there's nothing.
So you're not like, oh my God, like why does this feel nice?
No, there's no
yeah.
Like there's no philosophy behind it.
And that's 80 IQ. So that's why I'm so torn, because I also want to appreciate like the meta aspect of appreciating it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think that's a good way to frame it, because I care more about like a world where things are created than I care about a world where like people understand and appreciate. Like, like appreciation is like, it's not unimportant, but it's like it's a byproduct to me.
Yeah, not to get too sci-fi, but like after understanding like some quantum theories and like the idea of the observation and understanding is what manifests the reality. It's like you need to be consciously like understanding the world for it even to exist, according to like,
yeah, that's
like
true.
It wouldn't exist if
you wouldn't have
that. Yeah. Like
that's
things are created as you perceive
like
them.
animals with only amygdalas and not the frontal cortex.
That's why I picked philosophy, but I see like I would like it if you both picked art.
I think it's just philosophy. It's really annoying that like as humans, the default is philosophy, because that's what makes us different from animals. Like we have like the frontal lobe is what humans are in a way. Otherwise we'd be animals. But
yeah,
that's like, I don't like it. Like I don't like the frontal lobe.
We can always take it out.
Without the philosophy, there would be art, but it would be bad. It would be the psychedelic guy.
Well, the
Alex psychedelic guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be good, but it would be like unintentional in a way.
Yeah. Have you ever met a philosopher who made good art, or someone who's very, very philosophical?
I just think of authors. I feel like that, like the max.
That's true.
What about like inventors? Is Benjamin Franklin an artist?
No,
it's like the bleeding edge is where the art is.
When you can combine the two, you become a politician.
Yeah.
Was Einstein an artist?
No.
But like he created, like his equations are beautiful.
I don't know if that's beauty. To me, that's like the triangle fractals.
Yeah.
Like complex math equations with beauty. That's a beauty in a way that I don't see as art, because it's more in the mind. And it's like, you have to be philosophical to appreciate that.
That's how I feel about like algorithm, like as God based like art content. It's like, to me, that's the modern day triangle fractals.
Yeah.
Is core content.
That's why I find it annoying, because that's inevitably where humans are going to go, because we're developing a bigger frontal cortex and we're just going to be more mathematical.
And like, it's like quantum reality will be art, and it'll be,
I don't know if like there would even be art anymore.
There's no need for art
Like they're
in that
just
society.
exactly, yeah.
All right.
All right, next question. It's kind of, I have a similar vein, I would say. Like if you can snap your fingers and everything ugly disappears, would you do it?
Yeah.
I had a feeling. That's why I had a feeling there'd be a tension.
Well, I think ugly things are. I think there's only one beauty. Like ugly things aren't beautiful, but what I mean by beauty is what other people could consider ugly.
Is it ugly to
Yeah, to you, just to you. Like,
Oh, just me? Then yeah.
yeah. Like it's a personal scale.
It's hard to say because it's like if I find something that I think is ugly to be beautiful in its ugliness, does that mean it's beautiful or ugly?
No, it's good. Like
If I like it, it's not
basically
ugly.
the question is like
Remove everything you don't
you
like.
don't like. Yeah,
Then yeah, instantly.
So
What I like is good, but I don't like is that.
So
Yeah.
so you would be like a little bit fascist, which is not bad aesthetically.
Super slow
fascist.
But if you remove like people that you don't like,
Oh, like humans? No, like we're talking material.
I was saying,
I just don't. I don't know why we need to set a hard line at things.
Yeah, that's where it
That's
gets
my
into like.
question.
That's what makes it harder to like. Would you
Yeah.
sacrifice people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would.
No, I don't know. I'm kidding, but I mean that would make it harder. But if it was like, can they be transported to a safe place? Or can we create an ugly universe?
planet.
Ugly planet.
Yeah.
Okay,
But ugly is what is like. Like is evil ugly? Is evil?
it's your own scale.
Are
That's
those
why.
the same thing?
If you evil is
I think it is useful for you to consider that beauty is good and evil is ugly.
yeah, that's kind
Because then you don't really have a moral like otherwise where's the compass?
But if you were to like do it, would beauty become obsolete? If you remove,
It would be the end.
control
It
group?
would just be the end of the everything. Yeah.
I'd keep it as is. I'd change my answer. I
It's
think
hard.
it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's like you can't remove the yang from the yin. I mean, yin from the yang.
yeah.
Follow up is the universe inherently beautiful the way it is, the way it functions, the way
I think
the way you're
Yes,
living it.
Definitely. It's
So
the
then
most
there's not-
complex system.
So then there's nothing to be done, right? Like because it already is.
Are you saying that global catastrophes are beautiful?
No.
I'm kidding.
If it happens, hey, it's not up to me.
No, I mean, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's because you wouldn't like. I'd rather exist than not exist always. So
Yeah.
if the existence came with what already happened, that's a given, right?
Yeah.
Would you live this life over and over again forever?
I mean, we have to. I think.
I think we are. No.
This is like my 1,000th time every
The
day.
same Sean life forever.
I mean, I feel like I'm trying to live that. I wouldn't like hate that, but you wouldn't know because your memory's wiped, I guess.
But don't you feel like you guys have made the best decision for yourself at every moment of your life?
No, I mean, if
It's
I'm
the
gonna
only
die,
decision.
I would just say I would work less. If I
If
had
you
to
were to
live
start
in a,
over, you would choose to like figure out a way to work less.
no, if I had to live, if I knew I had to live this life again and again, I would not like work as much.
That's Nietzsche's point is like you are going to do that. So what are you going to do now to make that
change that.
worthwhile? Yeah.
like what part of the machine are you? That's how I look at it. I feel like my purpose is to create the opportunity, not to live the opportunity.
Really?
Yeah.
For who?
That's probably why I chose to have kids. Because I felt like I didn't have a chance, so I'd rather make an opportunity reality.
But then that creates like the dynamic of like offsetting your goals onto your children.
No
Fucks
goals.
them up.
Just like giving them the opportunity. They can fail, but at least they failed with opportunity.
But you would be disappointed in them.
No. It's like, I mean,
At least they have a chance to like keep going.
yeah, I
rest
don't
of
know.
the
I did the best I could. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel like I could die happy, knowing I tried.
That's true. I mean, that's like the solace you get from like any bad situation. like uh, like a breakup or anything. You're just like, I tried my best.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't try your best, then I
That's
would.
where regret comes.
Yeah.
I think it just helps you like do things that you truly want to do. Like you won't stop yourself because you're going to think like, oh, I'm going to die anyway. What's the point? And it's going to be over, or like I'll reincarnate. So none of this is going to matter. But I think the point is that it does matter. Like it does matter right now because it's the only thing that exists.
I think it's a good way to live your life, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. This is starting to make me depressed now. You on to the next one?
You are infinite, and everything you do is the most important thing of your entire life.
This is the last question?
Yeah. All right. Do you think like identity stereotypes, like personal identity stereotypes in culture have exploited art and design because it is marketable and sells?
Cultural stereotypes,
like presenting yourself, like your personal identity as like
as a target,
like a tactic, like has that tainted creativity?
Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely. I would say, like, as a white man, cis white man, that I had a lot of, opportunities as a cis white man in a patriarchal society. I don't know, like, how to react to that, because you're like, oh, like my life is supposed to be so easy, but then you look at the scale, it's more like trying to make the people who are the outsiders fight for the scraps while the insiders just like enjoy utopia or whatever. It's like, it's just dividing the...
Wait, what? Wait, can you explain that? I'm trying to
break that down for us.
Like, I feel like there's an elite insider that, like, what, like the government prints trillions of dollars every 4 years to pay off its debt. No one gets that except for insiders. And the way we don't fight them to change the inflation, change how the system works, is how fighting against each other.
Divides.
Yeah. So it's like creating the divide reinforces the system, which is like
divide and conquer.
Like, if there's one point in time in like 10,000 or like 200 years where it's like now Asians are the kings of like the story for some reason because they exploited some people and then they got rich and then now they have to apologize. Like, I don't think,
What are you saying? No,
like, no, it's like, now, like, it's like we are apologizing for things our ancestors did, now that we did, and we're benefiting from systems our ancestors traded, not us.
Yeah. Well, are you saying that because of that, like we're taught as a society to put our differences forward as like in a way that benefits us? Like,
no, putting our differences forward is a way to control us. Obviously.
I mean, yes. I guess the question is like, is that currently in modern times being used and to gain societally, and is that like tainting like creativity as a whole?
I mean, I think it's because we live in a global society. Like, we used to care about our neighbors, we used to care about our community, and now that doesn't exist. So we have to care about, our race or the politics about, oh, like this person is this race, so that means they think X, Y, and Z about me. And I feel like we're just building up these narratives to keep us as isolated as possible. Like we were talking about with Neve with that as like pod people. We're just it's just like fast track to pod town.
I'm going to go very leftist for a second. I think there's something with like institutions and science and the Enlightenment where they, like devise like medical methods to establish like differences between gender or like laws to like, men and women marriage and like racial laws, like certain people can't vote. Like that all comes from the Enlightenment after we've like found reason, right? Like this is how we want us to structure a society. It's got to have like these rules and order. And so what am I trying to say? I think everything's just becoming more and more like reason based. And that sounds antithetical, but like the more it becomes an algorithm, the more people are going to be like categorized because that's how algorithms work.
But you think that, so I guess I just see any categorization framework as manipulation, because like, why is the category not like community, or like we're more connected than,
because
like,
that's not what helps capitalism. It's not like it's
right.
it's the most functional for capitalism when people are numbers and stats and metrics and ethnographies.
And is that good or bad to you?
It's just how it is. I don't know.
You can't say it
Like nobody like did it on purpose.
Do you prefer your art with a pinch of identity politics?
I have not identity politics.
Like, does that like expand your like, does the background of the person behind the art expand your experience with it?
Oh, that's interesting. Like, who made it?
Yeah, and like if that's part of their art, or they're trying to put that as part of their art, does that cheapen it to you?
Yeah, I think so. Because art is not algorithms or stats.
Yeah.
So I guess it is bad, but I also can't blame things for the way they are, because no one, like, I don't think like one person was like, oh, I'm gonna like make everyone.
But isn't it the responsibility of a good artist to be like aware of that, like self-aware?
Yeah, like Andy Warhol was, and he like
For
took
sure.
advantage.
But that's why that's why he's like revered. But like, what is the like people do that now, and like it makes it leaves a bad taste in your mouth sometimes.
It's because it's been done. No, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's bad.
Yeah, I think I like identify more as like a New Yorker and as middle class, working class.
But would you put that in your art?
I mean, I feel like that is in everything I do.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't need to say it. I think that's like,
like it's going to come out of your hand no matter what.
But it's like the first thing someone would think is like, oh, this is a white man's art.
Right.
Not like a middle class or like a New Yorker or like someone who's like East Coast even, or like American. Like, I don't know why those labels can't be the more important labels, but that's all I would say.
I think for me as queer, whatever, like trans or whatever, like I think that's like, yeah, I like, it'd be like if I painted like portraits of like trans people that I wanted to represent, like Kehinde Wiley did with Black people.
Yeah, that would be bad.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But if you brought like the trans gaze,
yes,
that is good.
Yeah, I think that's exactly in my work no matter what. Because, and you can even see it. I think it's like, you don't have to worry about that because that's just going to be apparent if you just
your hands are your hands.
Yeah, did what you did. So,
but in that sense, it's like if the person doesn't matter, then like how should people feel about like a white person like creating like Asian art with Asian influences?
Maybe he like just studied a lot of Chinese history.
Yeah, no, but
like,
like, do some people,
have you seen
people's criticisms validated purely based on its like the person's connection with the topic?
No, I think if it's good, it's good. Have you seen pull up The Last Emperor? That's a great, amazing movie directed by a white guy about the last emperor of China. But I just
remember this movie.
I love that movie so much, and he got everything right. Like it felt like a Chinese movie.
Did he live in China?
I have no idea. I think the point is like it's good, and it doesn't matter who he is.
Yeah,
like anyone could have directed that.
I agree, and I guess I wish that was the consensus. Like I think like it's definitely not like the established way to think about it, right?
I think it's a slippery slope because like if I was like I want to make art about Black people just because for the sake of it, like that. Actually, that might be good. I don't know. What if that was good?
Yeah,
it could be good.
It could be good. Yeah,
it could be. But the thing is, it's like people will evaluate whether or not it's good. They'll like try to think about how informed you are on it. But like, do you need to?
Right. I'm going to be as formed as I am, which is not a lot, but that's the art. That's like what's going to come out of it.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know though. But
the dangerous thing to me is where it's like your turn to listen and be quiet, and we don't want to hear what you think about this.
Your white ass down.
Not even straight, even like any like straight women seem to be benefiting the most from DEI, for example. And it's like these systems are set up for a reason in theory, and I think it much more matters the outcome. So I feel like if what you have to say about Black people for some reason resonates with people.
Yeah.
That's more important than like
Right.
being
Yeah, but
happy.
so like, so if a white person like used their white hand to create black art and it resonated with everyone else, like the white gaze on black people, like, does that make it like, does that have like value and merit in and of itself? Like,
Yeah, because like that, like saying white gaze on black art is one thing, but if you're talking about riffraff or one of those people who like grew up like poor,
no, what about like Young Lean?
Young Lean, like a
Like,
Swedish,
like just some random kid, and he like
Yeah.
famous because he's like a cool guy
He's an
and like has
exception.
like a funny accent. Like,
yeah, I mean, I love Young Lean. Like,
I think he's playing with the medium. Again, it's like, I think the medium is the thing. Like, don't be precious about like with the content. It's all about the form.
he would not have succeeded if he was American. No, it's like because
Yeah,
of
his Swedish accent does a lot for it.
it excuses it.
Yeah.
he's like, oh, he's from.
But there should be able to be like,
No, but I don't think it's even philosophical. It just sounds good. It's not like you're thinking he's a Swedish guy making rap. It's like you hear the Swedish accent in a rap song. There's something about that that's engaging, right? It's not like rational.
I think it's just if it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
And because like this example that you're pulling up, like Lil Mabu, like he's just like, you know, like he's not. It's not good. It's like he's just like he's blown up, but he's recycling like just drill style and like you know. Like Young Lean is actually cool, so it makes a difference. It's like
It's just about swag.
Yeah, it's about having it like
you
a
gotta have
unique
this-
point of view that needs to be.
Yeah.
Like,
who's Lil Mabu's dad?
Mabu's dad?
Big Mabu.
Peter DeLuca.
Oh, it's
Yeah, you can see.
it's like child.
No.
It's like a New York executive.
Gosh, so he's Nepo, baby.
Yeah.
No, more evidence. It can't be good.
But like
Yeah.
at the same time,
be
that's
good.
might be the best version of himself.
It's just like if it's good, it's
That
good.
doesn't mean it's good.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it probably would be worse if
Yeah, he would be like a nobody without. Like he did something. Like,
Yeah.
with his life.
Do you think being chosen to being an artist is a mandate? Like
From God.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I really do personally.
I think it's like you can like really want to be an artist and do it.
Will you be good if you just aren't? an
It
artist?
depends how badly you want to do it. But then it becomes like maybe then you're a man.
Then you are the chosen one. Then.
Yeah, because you
And
have
it's
the
just-
willpower.
Yeah.
There's other different ways to slice the cake, you know?
Yeah.
God exists. We're all.
But I think that point of view is like what makes art.
I feel like God's
Divine.
mandate is like your stats that you're born with, like in a video game. Like, do you have like the art stat? That's like a.
But then you're saying God's an engineer,
He is.
which I don't think
God
he
is the ultimate engineer.
like he's AI like coming into fruition in the next 50 years. Like,
AI
he's
is
gonna
closer
actually,
to God than humans are.
Nah. Well,
that's like a good topic of discussion because I think that's really sad.
I don't like to think like that
Yeah.
either because I like to think.
But isn't it true?
No, it's
Not
like-
in its current state, but like AI as a concept is godlike.
Yeah.
It like that's true. AI is godlike to humanity, but I would like my idea of God is like they have like the whole story is at like simultaneously like figured out, and like it's not about creating like struggle or like testing. It's about this arc is like the beauty, like this trajectory,
Like it's a literary piece of work.
Yeah, I see it more. Yeah, like an art.
I prefer to think things of that way.
Yeah, it's comforting.
But I think it's
soothing.
Okay, here's my philosophical reasoning for it. Like, if you think about the basic building block of reality is actually metaphor. Like Kanye West said, like everything is exactly the same. That is the way you can compare one thing to another and have them relate. That's the only thing that I think exists. And instead of like molecules or waves or something, that's like so theoretical. But like you can immediately understand like this bottle looks like a tower or whatever, like this human looks like an ape, or like everything can be compared to each other, and that's the basis of literary, that's the basis of metaphor in fiction, in art. Like you're always like relating things to like a piece of work.
I think that's a good way to end it.
All right.
Well, I like that. I don't know. I like that.
I'm rambling.
Yeah, this is just true. It's just true. You had to bring race into the conversation. I was trying to avoid that as a white man.